So I've been thinking about removing the seam sealer from those pieces I cut out. That's over there, the front and rear section. And I have to remove the seam sealer to get to the spot welds, be able to drill them out. And I've been thinking about what's the easiest way to remove the seam sealer. So I did some YouTube search, and there was this guy. So this is not my idea. This guy, he made a scraper with an air tool from a piece of old saw disc or whatever it's called. So that's what I'm going to do now and test it to see how. If you're going to do this, remember to, when you're cutting this disc, don't make it too hot when you cut it, because it loses its strength if you heat it up too much. This is really hard steel, so be careful when you cut it, not too much heat. We're gonna make it a little bit sharper. Like that. Got my air hammer, and I got a whatever it's called that I'm not really using, or I'm not planning on using it. So I'm gonna weld this one. Air hammer. Whatever. Pretty tip. Yeah, this works. Don't make this one too long. Then it's gonna be, you're gonna bend it. You just need so it can get under the seam sealer. Let's put it like in the middle. I think that's gonna work. Not gonna weld too much. It loses the strength, the steel. Like that. Let's see if it works. Okay, let's try this on. See if it works. This is working really good. Get the spot welds here. This one you clean up with a wire wheel. This cross member here is pretty rusted in both ends. So first I was going to patch it with sheet metal, and then I thought maybe I can buy a new one and I don't have to patch it up. So I've been checking around, and the new one is 1,900 crown, Swedish crown, which is about $200 approximately. And I don't know if I want to spend that much money on this one, so I decided to patch it. So I'm going to try to remove this one first before I try to get the frame rails off the floor pan. So everything is lined up right now. So let's try to patch this one first before we start cutting out the frame rails. So I'm going to try to get this one off the floor pan, because it's easier to patch it on the bench than here. So let's start with that. Okay, I'm done for tonight. This was what I was supposed to do today. Remove this one, the cross member, so I can patch it. The new sheet metal, 2mm thick is gonna be what I patch it with. Because this one is, well, it's not really not 2, but make it a little bit stronger. I also removed this as a support between the frame rail and the cross member. So put them off, both of them. This pot for the rear shocks, it's attached to the frame rails here on both sides. I'm going to leave those on the frame rails. I don't have to remove those. They can be on the frame rail. But I discovered in the back here, behind the cross member, I got some rust damage on the frame rails. So that's going to be patched too. New fresh sheet metal in the frame. Same there, 2mm thick. But I got to do the cross member and fix that first. Put it back in there before I can start removing the frame rails. That's so it's stay in the same position. I'm also going to put some crossbars before I remove it completely. So the frame rails, they stay in the exact position. No matter how I handle them, I don't want them to bend or get out of line, because then I want the rear subframe for the rear axle, it won't fit properly if I get them twisted. So that's why I left it on the floorboard, so they won't move around when I do the cross member. But that's it for now. I do have a day job and I have a house that needs some maintenance now and then. So that's why it takes so long between the videos. But I'm getting there. I need to get these two done first so I can get them out of the way. And then I'm going to bring in the 460 and start taking it apart, stripping it. But like I said, I got to do this first, the rear end and the front end, so I got room. Then I can store this, cover it outside until I'm ready to use them. So anyway, thanks for watching and be patient. More videos is coming.